The path to education is different for everyone. Start from a place that truly wants to make that path easier with free college courses, free textbooks, and no college fees. Obtain a completely free associate's degree alongside your diploma. No matter what your goal is, take the small steps today that will lead to big leaps tomorrow. Advance at your pace while pursuing a completely free college degree. Find your path at Jackson Preparatory and Early College. Your place, your purpose, your future.
Welcome back. Our show today is brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. They're in their third generation of being family owned and operated. Thank you to Vermeulen's for helping us bring you today's show. Another Christmas tradition in Jackson is the performance of the Nutcracker, and the JSO and Chelsea Ballet get together, celebrating 25 years, December 9th through the 11th, and that's at the Potter Center, presented by County National Bank. You can get your tickets online today.
Are you going?
I am not, but my mom, wife, and daughter are going. So they will go to the Nutcracker, and I will go to the Nap.
Joining us now from Jackson College, Professor of Biology and Chemistry, Dr. Matthew Badtke. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was good at biology, but not chemistry. Is that common?
Yeah.
Dr. Badtke is also a specialist in virology. That's his PhD. And the flu, that's what we're seeing now. It's back. Is it back with a vengeance?
Depends on where you're at. Actually, it's kind of interesting because when you look at a map of the U.S. and you look at sort of color-coded how severe is influenza, the entire country is, the dark reds and purples for very, very high levels of transmission. And then you have Michigan that's light green.
See, I told you.
Very low levels.
You totally dismissed that.
It's very, very odd. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just coming still, that we'll get hit eventually and we're just sort of one of the last states to see widespread flu or not. But pretty much everywhere else in the country, you're going to see very high levels of influenza right now.
We're seeing a lot of 2-3 day kind of illnesses. Are we seeing the common cold? Is that what's going around right now?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of illness. We talked about RSV the last time I was here, and there's still a fair number of cases of that. And then I still think this is just all the normal stuff that the kids would normally have been passing around that got paused for a year or two, and now we're seeing, I think, just those things coming back. I mean, I know my kids thankfully have been healthy so far, but in their classes and our neighbors and stuff, I mean, I feel like there's kids that are sick with something, or somebody's throwing up, or we hear about something almost every day. So these things are all going around for sure.
The stuff spreads in schools like wildfire, but I would imagine that I think we have a new attitude in this country that if you're sick, you stay home and not try to marshal through. And those are the recommendations, obviously, for kids in the flu. Stay home.
Yeah, if you're sick, stay home, especially at school.
Right, and I think that is more prevalent now, that you're seeing more workplaces that are saying, if you're sick at all, just stay home. For the schools, it's a little bit tricky. I know having school-age kids, my kids are 5 and 7, and it's a little bit like, in the mornings they're like, well, I don't know, my throat's and it's like, well, it's kind of hard as a parent to know, like, what is it that reaches the point that they need to stay home versus they just don't want to go to school that day or whatever. And so I know that's a little bit tricky, but usually, like, if they have a fever, that's a pretty good indication that they probably should not be going.
Yeah, you guys never checked symptoms. You just said no.
No, you don't. Well,
you never did. No, you're fine getting to school.
Phil and Denise Hoffman, they sent their kids.
This is true.
3 boys to school every day. None of them missed a day of school, sick or not.
I went to school with one of them. He threw up on the way to school, but they had him in there for the perfect attendance. I hope this is okay that we're talking about this. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's just fine.
That was the old days.
That was the old days. Have you noticed since the start of the pandemic, anytime we go from 100% to 90% or get a little bit of a illness or head cough, we automatically have a lot more stress because we don't know what it is now. Are you seeing that? We're kind of trying to figure out what we have since COVID kind of started. Does that make a little sense?
I think there's a lot more just paying attention to this stuff now. And I think before, a lot of this would have been kind of in the background that, yeah, you know, you're not too worried about it. You feel a little bit under the weather. You've got, you know, you're congested, whatever. And now I do think there's a little bit more, just because, you know, we've spent the last couple of years talking about testing and how we got to know and we got to, you know, do all this stuff if we're positive and all these different things, that I think there's just a little bit more, like you said, stress about it, or the uncertainty of, you know, ooh, is it COVID or whatever. I will say, I know a lot of people that after the Thanksgiving break, people got together with family. One person had COVID, and then everybody did. Even my own extended family, we didn't go, but we were invited to go to Wisconsin, and a bunch of other family got together, and one person had it, and then, you know, everybody started testing, and then, you know, 3 or 4 other people had it as well. And I've heard about multiple people now. But the good thing is, for most folks, you know, it's a cold or a flu. It's very similar to those sort of symptoms. Try to take it easy for a couple days, and usually people are feeling better.
That's good news.
So you missed out stopping in Racine for the Kringle. Or did
yeah,
you go?
no. Have you had the Wisconsin Kringle?
My mother-in-law makes a fantastic Kringle
Really?
every Christmas.
Really? Strawberry or cinnamon?
It varies, but
Really?
raspberry, yeah, I mean,
Pecan. It's pecan. Sorry.
pecan, we have had that one. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's I think it's better than any store-bought.
At my
I've only had
sister's-
store bought.
Yeah.
My sister's last week, a neighbor brought over a Kringle.
Really?
Yeah, you know, the neighbors, they bring over things.
Oh yeah.
And she brought a Kringle that had been in her freezer
Was it
since
good?
last Christmas.
Oh.
We ate it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I have a new policy in public restrooms. I don't dry my hands, whether it's the machine or the paper or I think it's safer not touching any more surfaces or putting your hands. What do you think?
Not a bad idea. I will say, I was in, we were at my daughter's dance recital and went and used the bathroom, and the air blowers in the school bathroom were so loud that like my son like didn't want to, you know, he was trying to cover his ears, and I mean literally it was hurting my ears. It was so loud. I've never seen an air dryer that was so loud. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, it's I just tell him, you know, just let him air dry.
Yeah, just let them air dry. I think they need to bring back those cloth
Oh
rolls.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like at Oak Tree.
No, they don't have that anymore. Ellis Sharp Golf Course
do they
at
have
their
them?
halfway house, they had one back in the day. I wonder if they still sell those. Those would be fun to install.
Probably. The linen guy will ask him if he can get us one.
It's just one piece of linen going around and getting.
Now, Jackson College had the air blowers, and they took out the paper, and I successfully campaigned to have the paper back.
Yeah,
returned.
we have both
Yes.
in a lot of places, which is really
You
nice.
can thank me for that. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming in today.
Yeah. Good seeing you guys.
From Jackson College, Professor of Biology and Chemistry,